Welcome back, everybody. We are here with another Rogue Legacy 2 video. This is the third straight day with the Rogue Legacy 2 video. I've been excited playing the new update. I hope everybody else is too. Now, today's video is going to be covering three things. One, we are going to be fighting the new boss. Two, we are going to be grabbing the new Scar, which you have to beat the new boss to unlock. And three, we are going to be beating the Scar. So, without further ado, let's go ahead and get to it. So the very first thing you're going to need to know is you need to throw that burden on that I just showed you. The burden is a requirement for this boss battle to happen. As you can see, it already looks completely different. You're on a pirate ship. You're still fighting Byrith and Halfas, I believe is the name. We'll see when the name comes up. But you're still fighting the same two bosses, but this time you're on a pirate ship. And, you know, there's cool lighting effects. It's all shadowy and dark. Their attacks are going to be different. Right there you saw that his jump attack has these curse things following you around. The bone attack works the same way. Everything else works the same way there. But here we're going to kill him and he's going to spawn his friend in as per usual. One thing to Halfar is his name, not Halfas. That cannonball attack is one of the new things to look out for, is what I was trying to say. And definitely with this fight, you're going to want to use the terrain to your advantage. You can see you're on a pirate ship, so you can use the different levels of altitude to your advantage. Like right there, Byrith is up there, he has bone, can't even touch me. Spin kicking off them like I just did to avoid the cannonball attack is a great way of avoiding it, just so you can completely get out of the range. You don't want to be hit by those. And other than that, the fight is pretty standard so far, but there is one more surprise to look out for, and you're going to see that once we take down Byrith. But other than that, I really think that the environment of this fight is great. The additional lore that we get as well, we're going to go over the lore once this fight is over. I'll show it to you guys. I'm not going to bother reading it to you, but I'll show it to you guys. That way you can see what's going on. But there, you saw that Halfar was killed, and at first I thought, you know, nothing of it. I killed Byrith at the same time, but they split again. So not only do you have to fight the two main Void Beasts, but they split into much smaller ones. Now there is actually reasoning behind this. As you can see, it says Mehujail's, I probably butchered that pronunciation, but Mehujail's estuaries. So if you don't know who Mehujail is actually an estuary. These are estuaries of an estuary, which, as we're going to learn, is forbidden. But before we get into that, overall fight, definitely harder than the regular version of this fight, but it's not that difficult of a fight. Primal Mech, I think, is much harder. It's just me personally. I just think Primal Mech is much harder. And there we can see the portrait being filled in of what Mehujail looked like before, you know, any of this stuff happened that we're going to find out in the lore. And let's just go ahead and dive right into it. I'm not going to read all these journal entries, you know, to you guys. I don't want to bore you with that. But overall, this basically gives a lot of insight as to why the portrait is the way it is, why it's the two skeletons that we just fought, like why there's the ones we fought, what happened to Mehujail, because we know Mehujail is not really around anymore. We saw the picture of what he looked like, and obviously he's not around anymore. So this just kind of dives in and gives some pretty great lore, honestly. I love how fleshed out this is, giving some background on Mehujail, talking about a Stygian Kraken attacking his ship, the water being filled with void beasts and stuff like that. I think this is just a really, really nice touch. And there we'd see like Byrith was trying to save Mehujail because Mehujail had fallen off of the ship into the water and he was struggling. And the rest of this entry kind of just continues to dive in, going into the situation of what happened with Mehujail, talking about him not being able to be saved and yada yada yada, just kind of detailing this entire situation. I think it'd be really cool if we had like some sort of cutscene of this, but I think it being a memory is cool as well. There's probably, you know, there's a reason for it. Cutscenes are expensive to make, but regardless, I kind of like the journal entry format anyways, but it really just dives into all the lore, and I think this is some of the best backstory we've gotten so far. The Prime backstory is just in general, with Primal Mech also, was just some solid backstory, and I really like that these are being added to the game. But enough about the lore. I'll let you guys read the rest of these. I'm not going to cut this off. There are 5 entries, But I just, once again, I feel like I do this every video, but I want to thank you guys again for watching the content and just supporting it, because I really didn't expect the channel to get to this point. We're almost at 400 subscribers. If you guys like the content, don't forget to subscribe below, by the way. It helps me out. I just really want to see this channel grow and just want to continue being part of the Rogue Legacy 2 community. And if you guys want to see any other content, of course, just let me know down below. I don't have to just do Rogue Legacy videos. I just really, really love this game. But here we are on the final journal entry right there. It says, becoming an estuary of an estuary is sacrilege. So it's not something that Majel should have done, but he did it anyways. He decided to make his own estuaries, his own little followers. And just kind of like how the estuaries are like servants to the king, these estuaries of estuaries would serve Majel. Kind of just lower down the line, as you can imagine. And yeah, that's pretty much all we have with Majel. Some solid backstory. And right here it says insight resolved, plus 5% damage versus question mark, question mark, question mark. We think that that is referencing the final boss. It'll be bonus damage to the final boss. That's obviously not confirmed or anything, but that's just all kind of assumption. Alright, now that we have taken care of the boss, we need to go get the scar. Because actually just beating the boss isn't enough. You need to get the actual scar in order to, go complete it. So here I'm just going to go straight into the dungeon, and I bought the teleporter to the plateau, which is right after you beat the boss. So definitely go pick that up. It makes this a lot easier. So just teleport here, and you are going to be going back to the left. If you guys remember where you get the damage boost for the skeleton fight, I have a previous video about that if you don't know where it is. It's going to be above that. So not necessarily in the trick wall. We're just going to go ahead and dash all the way to it. Not in the trick wall. It is on top of the building. Right there, the water wheels where the trick wall is, by the way. But you're going to have to jump up here, avoid enemies if there are any. Come up here on top of the building, and right here we have the scar. It is how far is memory, and you discover the preserver of life scar. And yeah, once you have that, you'll be able to go complete it, and that's exactly what we're going to go do right now. Now, just a fair warning, I was terrible at this. What you're seeing right now is a failed attempt of me doing it. The next attempt is going to be a completed attempt. I'm just going to go by fast, just a heads up, because par is only 16.5 seconds. It's very quick. Things you need to know, you need a perfect block right here. You know it's a perfect block because it'll be a yellow effect, and you have to use all of your spells at the exact points I did. You need to do the one on the left, one right there, and you need to shoot the target on the far right with another spell. And honestly, it's always really hard to commentate over these because of how fast they go. But what I just did was 1593, which was more than enough to beat the scar. So if you need to, just slow the video down and just keep at it. It took me maybe 30 to 45 minutes of just straight playing that scar that only takes 15 seconds. So it took many, many attempts for me to finally do it. But I did it. That is every single scar with the gold trophy. As you can see below, I've got every single one gold trophied right now. And yeah, that's it for the scars. That is the new scar done. That's the new boss done. We pretty much covered everything in the Pizza Monday update, now that I think about it. So if there's anything you guys want to see related to the update, or if you guys want to see like a million gold run, I can go for a million gold run. If you guys want to see new game plus 10 content, I can do new game plus 10 content. I'm on new game plus 4, so it'll be a little bit, but I could grind out to new game plus 10 if you guys want to see it. Just let me know down below. Again, talked about this earlier. Don't want to overdo it, but thank you guys for the support. Subscribing really means a lot. And hope to see you guys next time. Have a good one.